Alright, everybody, welcome to Hot Atlanta for the MMS Donators Championship, round number 7. As things get more interesting at the front, big storylines coming into tonight. Obviously, one of them, Joshua McCullough, with a finish no worse than 6th all season long, leads the championship over Nathan Harper by 21 points. Dylan Jones walks into tonight 3rd. Kenneth McCullough walks into tonight 4th. Dwayne Drummond up to 5th. As right now, you want to talk about one driver who is looking for a big turnaround tonight after the last 2 weeks have been rough for the driver of the 03 for Kenneth McCullough. And let's see if we can get just a real quick word with the captain of MMS. Kevin McCullough, Gary Jennings up here in broadcast booth. Copy, buddy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yeah, I know. Right off the bat, instead of being pulled in the middle of the race, still might happen. Well, we walk into tonight as we talked right before we went live here. A little bit of the unknown tonight with the net code and how it is. The engines may also be a factor tonight. I will say, does that kind of concern the driver of the 03 with right now the last 2 weeks finishes outside the top 10? Is this kind of a point where the 03 kind of need to be a bounce back, or is tonight just going to be survival tonight?
For me, it's going to be survival. A lot of guys didn't take advantage of the practice session we had yesterday, and yeah, the net code's there. It's been there since the new update. I'm talking about some 3 or 4 foot net code, which is we don't usually see it that bad all the time, but it's been pretty bad since we've been running the Gen 6 since the update. But yeah, if guys will give it a little bit of room and don't be so aggressive, we got 100 laps here, so if everybody kind of bide their time a little bit, we might get through this without a bunch of cautions. But yeah, I'm definitely wary of how this is going to go. There's some tape on the front end, which is the iRacing setup. It's going to run a little hot, which might keep some pushing and may keep some wrecks down. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes and see what we can do at the end.
The last question, of course, it cannot be ignored right now. No surprise, the McCulloughs battling each other. I'd like to do every night. Push comes to shove. Joshua's 2-1 on you for the season. Is it going to be sweet trying to upset Joshua McCullough tonight, or really how do you view this whole little father-son rivalry type of deal that we see?
Well, I race a lot of guys week in and week out, and he's at the top of my list I want to beat every week because if I don't, I got to hear about it the rest of the week. So anytime I can, I've pushed him to quite a few wins here lately, and I've told him that pushing him to the win days is over with, that I'm not going to sit there and ride. So I'll take care of him, but I still got to race for myself at the end of the night.
Well, Kenny, best of luck tonight. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of this thing when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for everything you do.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. We'll hopefully talk to you at the end of the night.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about storylines coming in. There's 2 storylines right there. Joshua McCullough, who has had undoubtedly a hell of a start to the season. About one driver, however, who has been kind of under everybody's radar. And as right now, Nathan Harper goes top of the board, as Nathan Harper does. But one driver flying under the radar with finishes of 6th, 6th, 7th, and 5th. Obviously missed 1 week and then came right back to a 5th place run yet again for Cody Nichols eSports. Nightmare eSports, ever how they want to say it. But, actually no, it's like I lied. Made every start so far. Let's see if we cannot talk to the driver. We can talk to the driver to number 11 for tonight before he gets ready to rock and roll. Dylan Jones, Gary Jennings up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Sure do.
Well, right now, ninth on the speed charts with a minute 50 remaining. I'm just going to run off some stats here. You probably ain't gonna like half of them, but 0 wins, 0 podiums. Yet entered tonight third in the points with the last 6 weeks being nothing short of 7th so far. Like, is this kind of what we expect? Where does Dylan Jones expect Dylan Jones to be? Do you kind of like this consistent type of run that you have that still has you very well in the playoff hunt? Or do you feel like some wins is really going to tighten this gap to Joshua McCullough? Where do you sit entering tonight?
Probably continue my stretch of mediocrity, which is just enough to not wreck out every race, but enough to keep enough points to stay up there. And then at the very end of the season, we're gonna flip the light switch and get the win that counts. That's my strategy.
Well, as for tonight, now the concern very quickly before I let you get ready for qualifying here. The concern tonight has been the net code, which has been horrendous since the last update from iRacing. Along with that, some concerns from what we heard at the practice run last night that the engine wear could be called into question for tonight. Have you experienced either of the two, and does it kind of unnerve you a little bit?
Yeah, that just gives me better chances to let my competition make mistakes and wreck themselves or blow their engines.
Well, Dylan, best of luck tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you after this thing and not before it.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks.
So Dylan Jones getting ready to go. Nathan Harper top of the board, 29,799. Drummond, Barksdale, Carson Freeman, Steve Sizemore. The newest winner to MMS right now sits 5th. I understand we're a little bit early than what we had originally planned. So for those who are like, what the heck? You ain't missed much. Qualifying, get ready to go here. Missed a couple interviews. That's about it. Well, we wait and see. Miles Bagley rolling out in the U.S. Air Force machine. John Ward, Dega Pros, number 92, getting ready to go. New paint for John Ward. Bad fast Sunday night and Monday night. Looking to try to capitalize on the speed tonight for Atlanta. Carson Freeman on the track in a number 25 machine. Carson, one of them entering tonight on the outside, looking in, only out by one point, or only out by 1 point. Low and Max Danda separating the top 12. Joseph Allen right now the gatekeeper entering tonight. But right now you want to talk about drivers, as some drivers laying down their laps, but you want to talk about one driver who honestly went from being out to now out of the championship talk as Ward clocks in 29,965. The time to beat Carson Freeman at 29,990, and Carson's going to junk it. Running a beautiful race car. I don't know why. So is John Ward done for the moment? Drain Drummond, one of them waiting to go. Miles Bagley was out. He's waiting. Barksdale waiting. So we're going to try to get a word with Drain Drummond. Try to get a talk with him before he gets ready to go. If not, we'll definitely talk to him after the fact. Well, he's out there. Dwayne Drummond lost one spot last week in the points drops. Or actually, my mistake, got it backwards. Went up one spot to the top 5 in the points tonight. Entering tonight. Well, last 5 finishes have been 5th, 2nd, 18th, 15th, and 4th. So, clearly, obviously the speed is there in the 41 machine. But, however, the consistency has not been there, especially over the last 3 weeks with the runs of 18th, 15th, and 4th. Drummond across the line. And survey says second quickest for Dwayne Drummond with a 29.896 for Dwayne Drummond. Well, so you can't get a word with the driver from Gen X Motorsports. Dwayne Drummond, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
We're doing pretty good. Looking at some stats here. Want to kind of get your thoughts on this here right now. Over the last 5 weeks, it has been runs of 5th, 2nd, 18th, 15th, and 4th. We clearly see the speed there out of the 41. However, the last 3 weeks have kind of been an up and down. The 4th place run helping definitely with the momentum. We enter an unpredictable track like this tonight with the net code being horrendous for what we hear, and possibly the engines being not necessarily the best tonight. How does all this sit with Dwayne Drummond entering tonight? And honestly, how do you approach after the last 3 weeks and entering this wild card of a track?
Well, Atlanta is definitely one of my favorite tracks. We've had a couple rough weeks. We got some EOLs at the end of the race, and then I'm not sure what happened to the other one. But our main goal with the net code is just to try to stay out front and try to avoid it. I've heard up to a foot to 2 feet, so that could be horrendous. And we're just looking for a good, clean race out of this. See if we can come home with some good points.
Well, push comes to shove. Chance for you or one of Gen X to get the win tonight. How do you play it?
Whoever in the team's got the best spot, we're going to go ahead and try to push them up there. Hopefully it's me. If not, we'll go ahead and push the teammates up there. I've always had good luck at Atlanta, so we're looking for a good, strong finish.
Well, buddy, best of luck tonight. Hopefully we'll talk to you after the race and not before it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for putting it on. Appreciate what you do.
Yes, sir. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, that being said, we got a perfect moment. I say perfect moment. Let's just double check before we pull him in. And I do not see him on the racetrack. Well, Jackson Byes is. While we watch Jackson Byes, see who cannot get his teammate. Nathan Harper, my favorite person to talk about fast food with. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, go on, riddle me this. This season so far, a 4th, a 15th, an 8th, a 6th, a 12th, a 2nd. What does it take to get Nathan Harper to victory lane tonight as we watch your teammate Jackson Byes makes his qualifying run? The speed is there. The consistency is there. Everything. I don't understand how the puzzle is put together, but yet the win just has not came yet. Do you feel like it can come tonight at Atlanta?
Well, tonight's going to be a true wild card, I believe. The net code's pretty bad. I don't know. I mean, track position will be nice. I don't want to be too aggressive. And if pit stops happen, got to nail those. If tires come into play, got to be able to save tire. And I'm pretty sure we can break some people on the pit stops if they do occur. So that will be make or break. And then, yeah, hold them off.
I ain't going to try to distract you here, but my last question, a short.
All good.
A track like this, does this kind of play more into the teamwork benefactor versus what we will see Daytona and Talladega?
I mean, maybe not so much on track, but once you get the pit stops in, then yeah, it's going to be pretty scrambled, I think. But especially if tire wear occurs. So. But yeah, definitely when we get the pit stops in, that will be some teamwork involved.
Well, buddy, best of luck tonight. Right now, survey says second quickest 29.889 for Nathan
I'll take
Harper. Best of luck tonight, buddy. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Switch gears here. Joseph Allen enters tonight. Right now, the gatekeeper. Let's see, cannot get a word with him before they grid up here. Joseph Allen, Gary James up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Well, right now, 13th on the speed charts for qualifying. Right now, I don't see anybody else getting ready to go, which I don't know how much time we have left for qualifying anyway, but you enter tonight the gatekeeper, 12th in the points, only in by 1 point. Do you approach this race with a sense of play it safe and try to hold on to this 12th spot, or really, how do you go about tonight already starting mid-pack?
Play it safe is kind of what I do most of the time anyway. So definitely gonna try that, and then wait till see how the race pace goes and start getting up there. Probably about 15, 20 to go. Try and make my moves, then try and stay out of trouble.
Well, I want to ask you, this track, it is very much shorter, as I'll let you get ready to grid here, but it is very much shorter than Daytona and Talladega. Is it, in a sense, harder to try to make ground up compared to what we would see at Daytona and Talladega, where you can go from 20th to 5th in the span of a back straightaway?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a little bit harder to get them big chunks like that here. Just the corners are a little bit closer, and there's a lot more of that involved instead of the straightaway and getting them to pack and passing a whole group of people at one time. Yeah, that's going to be a lot more at Talladega and Daytona, not here as much.
Well, buddy, best of luck tonight. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you at the end of this thing and not before it ends.
That's what I'm looking for there, brother. I appreciate what you do. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you, bud.
Feels almost wrong that we have yet to talk to a Dega Pro driver, so we're going to talk to the guy who, matter of fact, the captain for the Dega Pros, Matthew. And that will be John Ward coming up next on the show. Countdown in green. Right now within 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get a quick word with John Ward. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy?
I got you, Garrett.
Well, for Dega Pro captain tonight, entering tonight, right now 8th in the points after losing 1 spot to Jackson Byes last week. After what was a truly heartbreaking run for a number 92 Dega Pro entry, I want to ask you tonight, we come to an unknown like tonight. How does the teamwork aspect play into tonight pertaining to you, Waring, Larry McDonald, Matthew Patton if he runs with y'all? How does the teammate factor kind of differentiate from Daytona Talladega with a track like this?
It's gonna be tough. I mean, we're behind in points. We've been trying to catch up. Josh has really been doing really good, just finishing up front. We're about at least 100 points out of first place, so we're gonna try to do pretty good here. I think we got a couple of guys gonna hang out, and then we got a couple that's gonna go for it. We got Logan York's taking place for Matt Lee tonight. So that's going to help out with us. But we're going to have all our guys, so that's good. We're just going to try to do the best we can. It's going to be about pit stops here, Garrett. So whoever can do the best pit stops and come out with no flags and get a clean stop, we got a half a tank. I think we're going to do good if we can come out with clean stops.
Well, buddy, best of luck tonight. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to one of you Dega Pro drivers at the end of tonight.
You got it, man. If I'm talking to you at the end, that means I've done a good job.
There's some money.
That's right.
Best of luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you, Garrett.
Yes, sir. Well, right now, got time for maybe one more interview. Only one. Tell you what. Steve Sizemore, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy. Try this one more time. Steve Sizemore, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy.
You hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Well, issues with the microphone.
Well, after Sunday or Monday, I believe it was Monday actually, walking away with your first win in the MMS series. Matter of fact, it will be the MMS donators. You're here tonight for the championship. First off, how's the last 48 hours been for Steve Sizemore, knowing that you are a MMS winner and ultimately can a momentum ride into trying to get the job done here tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. And very next race I got into, I think I got wrecked 3 times, or got into a wreck 3 times. So it didn't last long, man. Yeah, I think I'm going to ask for an ULL and go to the back and just kind of ride around for a little while with this race. See how things shake out.
At the end of the night, mate Richard Elliott, 9th. As of right now, Danny Barnes, 11th. Right now, they are still in the chase, but not a lot of time left. Or, let me rephrase that, not that big of a cushion between neither one. I'll ask you this, push comes to shove, is it willing to sacrifice something to make sure your teammates are still
Absolutely. I'd definitely be there to help them out. I mean, I'm pretty far out of it. I think I've only raced 3 of these things, 3 or 4. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be there for Danny or whoever on the team that needs it.
Well, buddy, best of luck tonight. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you at the end of this thing.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Right now, starting lineup is rolling. We're just going to jump right in here with the top 10 running out with James Waring and John Ward. Steve Sizemore, Carson Freeman rolls off from the Fast 12. About row 7, Joseph Allen, Dylan Jones. Some of the paint jobs have yet to load in. Joshua McCullough, Richard Elliott, the points leader, rolls off 15th for tonight. 1800 Hastings, Nick Seipel. Hastings has been on a run here lately. Top 20, Christopher McCullough, Brock Westmoreland. Ken McCullough, Danny Barnes rolls off from the 21st and 22nd spot. Mark Vondell, Casey Sprinkle in the field tonight. Round out the field, John Ellis rounds out the top 25 tonight. Survival and a lot of luck. 100 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, ever how you want to call it. right now. Field getting set. Last minute thoughts for these drivers. I just hope I walk away at the end of this thing just surviving. Because honestly, I think survival tonight is going to be the big thing. Right now it is a Ford of 1, 2, 3, followed by the next 5 being Chevrolets, followed by Fords. Running out the top 10. Matter of fact, not a single Toyota in the field tonight. As we get set, teammates on the front row, Jackson Buys, Nathan Harper into the Echo Parts Automotive Restart Zone. We are rolling from Hot Atlanta. Jackson Buys will bring him off of turn number 4. Jackson Buys across the line. He'll lead. Harper right behind him. Harper looks to the inside. Buys shut the door. Bagley trying to make something happen on the outside lane. A little bit of separation. Now Buys doing a hell of a job working the lane control. Best that he can. Matthew Patton moves up into the 3rd spot. Trying to take 3rd spot away. Drummond up to 4th. Side by side for 5th. How about Michael Barksdale, his teammate, running in 6th? James wearing the highest Undertaker Pros so far. Now up to 6th. And that number 95 machine. Bagley going to try to squeeze in front of him. Waring cuts him a break this time. Down the back straightaway. Harper looks to the inside. Buys holding that red line at bay. Right now, top 5, single fouled out. As the field comes up turn number 4, Jackson Buys will lead the 3rd lap of the night already. Bowers playing it easy right now. 100 laps around this place. Ain't no need to really try to push it. We do expect handling to be the next big thing. We talk about the engines. We talk about the fuel. We really haven't talked a lot about the tires tonight. Oh! James Waring! Oh no, John Ward! Drivers through the grass. No, it was James Waring. Waring against the wall, meatball flag. You got to be kidding me. Say what happened, go back to the restart as James Waring meatball flag. Not how James Waring wanted to start this one. Net code. That's the one thing that we worried about tonight. There you see Barksdale getting a piece of this. One thing that all these drivers feared entering tonight, and it did not take long to rear its ugly head. Freeman gets right there on the apron. Not even a chance for Waring to even save it. And around it goes. And hell, I believe he net cutted off of Patton as well. There you see Ward through the grass. Patton through the grass. Josh McCullough, the points leader, taking it easy. He'll get through. Shifted the whole rear end on that number 95. Caution out yet again, or for the first time tonight, I should say. And it brings everybody down into the pits. Jackson Buys wins the race off of pit road. Harper, Drummond, Bagley, Carson, Freeman, your top 5. Joe 6, Ward, Seipel, Larry McDonald, Joseph Allen, your top 10. take long. Alright, well, buys Alex the bottom here. He buys Harper, Jones, Drummond, Nick Seipel, rounds out top 5. Larry McDonald, Hunter Hastings, Richard Elliott, Michael Barksdale, Danny Barnes. Your top 10. You want to talk about Hunter Hastings? Hastings enters tonight out 10th in the points. However, has had a pole, has had a great average start, had a podium at Daytona, and right now, another top 10 last week. Has got Hunter Hastings sitting 10th in the points, actually gained 2 spots after last week, sitting 10th in the points, however, only 13 above the cut line. So Hunter Hastings looking to try to keep the momentum going. Right now, pace car looking to go back into the pits, and the field coming down to the Echo Parks Automotive Restart Zone to get us back underway. First caution of the night. Behind us, we're rolling. 7 in the books. Well, Buys. Trying to hold off Drummond. Drummond's going to get there. Buys with a better runoff. And Jackson Buys almost cut Dwayne Drummond. You're one of them things. When do you surrender the lead? When do you ride? Or do you just want to lead and avoid the carnage all night long? Cycle up to the outside lane. And that number 75 machine. Can't miss him. Light blue and white, number 75. On the outside lane, side by side with Hunter Hastings coming up to the field. Harper looks to the outside. He'll blend back in line. 91 laps to go, and here comes Drummond right back to the outside. Right back to the inside, rather. Harper right now just wanting to play defense at the moment. Fifth at the moment. About to lose fifth to Barksdale. Momentum shifted to the bottom. Buys Harper, Drummond, Hastings, Dylan Jones, and Barksdale right now side by side to determine the fifth spot. Outside lane. Dead at the moment. Well, notice how a lot of drivers, they are doing everything they can not to necessarily, well, I say that, and some of them all over the back bumper each other, I was going to say. Some of them doing their hardest not to be right up against the other. That's the most recent winner here at Echo Park Speedway, or Atlanta, in Casey Sprinkle. Right now in that number 59 machine has worked inside the ninth spot. Your riding on board with Casey. Right behind Larry McDonald. Just take a lap or ride on board with Casey Sprinkle and just listen to the roar of this car. Great. 131 is going to make contact. They save it. Casey Sprinkle like a bat of hell. Good grief. Just every bit out of that car. Fortunately, drops back to 14th because of it. Right now, however, at the forefront, Jackson buys. Blocking Harper again. That's just teammate at work. This is just teammates at work right now. Huh? Practically being the Jackson Pie show from the get-go here. Harper now finally looks to the inside. Pie stuck on the outside with Dylan Jones, the outside lane. Harper for the lead. Nathan Harper wants to get him a bonus point. And right now, Jess Buys holds the bonus points for the most laps led. Harper right down to the inside. Not a lot of side drafting here. At this place, you kind of don't need it. Like the lanes are just wide enough. Like one can get a drive off. Bottom's good on some corner exits. Wow. Got a big run at 33 got. At 33, that is a strong car tonight. Drummond almost took it 3 wide over Dylan Jones. Barksdale almost stuck in the middle lane. Get a look at this from the TV tower. 3 wide. Further back, however, John Ward made it temporarily and then made it work. And oh, Drummond hard into the wall. Keeps it in the wall. Meatball flag for Dwayne Drummond. We just talked about at the top of the show, or in the pre-show, how the speed for the 41 has been there, but the inconsistency or the consistency has not been there. Now, it rears its ugly head yet again as Drummond will have to come in, more likely slap the fast repair on, get back out, but he is at least going to lose a lap. If not 2. Keep an eye on that right now. Barksdale and Westmoreland come together. And Barksdale almost lost that 0-0 machine. Brought Westmoreland. Dropped back to the top 10. Stuck on the outside lane. He'll play him with Carson Freeman. Richard Elliott bringing up the second pack with Danny Barnes, Casey Sprinkle, Logan York, Joshua, Kennan McCullum, McDonald, and others. Jackson Bias continues to lead here at Atlanta, almost a quarter of the way through. Well, single file out. 4 right now. Caution. That came at a better time. John Ward. Oh, no. John Ward brought Westmoreland. Big damage on Ward's machine. Really don't see much cosmetic. Speed suspension. Back and see what happened to the Dagger Bros captain and Brock Westmoreland. Goes into the corner. Up on the racetrack. Net code gets loose. Ward into the wall right in front of Westmoreland. And around they both go. Well, Brock keeps it straight. Heads up driving by everybody else to not hit neither one of the two. Westmoreland's suspension broke on the outside. Finally gets it off the wall. Be another look. Right down. Miles Bagley, and yep. Ward, he tried to fight it best he could. Comes off the wall. Right in front of the oncoming Brock Westmoreland. Rears that car up. Breaks the right front there. That doesn't help none for the driver of the number 4. Well, new coming in. Netco will be a factor tonight. It has bit John Ward, who entered tonight, still top 10 in the points. Michael Barksdale wins the race off of pit road. Jones buys Hasty Harper. Your top 5. So we're actually going to see Jackson buys in a scenario we haven't seen him at all night. That is not starting on the front row. And see if that 33 can get right back up to the lead. Well, 1 second here. Well, actually, Barksdale drops to the. Not sure what's going to make a Barksdale, possibly a black flag. I don't see nothing. Well, nonetheless, all right, we're going to re-rack it. Well, scratch what I said about Jackson buys being on the front row. Or not being on the front row. He'll restart second. Pete Jones buys Hasty Harper, Miles Bagley, your top 5. Carter Freeman, Danny Barnes, Joshua McCullough, Larry McDonald, Logan York, your top 10. rolling. Great start by Dylan Jones. Oh, Jackson buys hard into the outside wall. Massive damage to Jackson buys. Man, this is not going to be, you can already tell these drivers in this top 10, this is not going to be an easy night. As Buys goes from possibly the most dominant car of the night to now going to have to come in, take a fast repair, and be in a similar position like Dwayne Drummond and hope that a caution flies at the right time. Here comes the 33 to the entrance of pit road, going as fast as he can. At the forefront, Miles Bagley, Dylan Jones. This is bringing back out 2 laps down. Well, 2 by 2, Bagley lead. Freeman left into the outside lane. Danny Barnes up there with him. Bagley up to cover. Going to immediately work the lane control. Well, here you can do it. You get 3 wide, 3 and 4 wide like you would see at Daytona and Talladega. It's kind of easier to work the lane controls if you're the leader. Jackson Bides did it awesomely. To start with, Danny Barnes stuck in the outside lane. Matthew Madden trying to catch up to him. That number 3 machine, Logan York, trying to the side. He'll go up to the outside behind Barnes. Outside lane starting to find some help again. But right now, Doc Green single fouled out. Here comes Danny Barnes, however. He'll be side by side with Dylan Jones for the 3rd spot. Right now, best lap so far, Joshua McCullough, 28.8. For the points leader entering tonight, right now running in 10th. Well, Jackson Byes led the opening 26 laps. Mal Bagley has led the last 5. Jones 2. Nathan Harper 1. All they receiving bonus points, biggest movers of the night. Danny Barnes, who right now is going for this lead if he can get a shot at Miles Bagley. Barnes up 20, Hastings up 12, Freeman and Jones both up 10. Joshua McCullough up 6 spots. They are your biggest movers of the night. And folks, while we have a chance here in the action, I'm going to go ahead and throw up PCR, the proud sponsor of the of the MMS Donators Championship Series. As right now, just trying to log laps. Net goes obviously been a bit of an issue tonight. Outside lane interior race, and Dylan Jones slides back to 5th. Freeman Patton right now occupy the top 3. Barnes looks to the outside lane. 37 laps in the books. About to be 60 to go here. Miles Bagley and Carson Freeman right now have established themselves at the forefront, as has practically the top. Nathan Harper trying to climb his way back up into the top 3. Josh McCullough right now 8th. Logan York 9th. How about Steve Sizemore right now in that number 8? Your leader at the moment. Or not your leader, but you know what I'm trying to say. Steve Sizemore up to 8. The newest first-time winner in MMS. Buddy, would he love to go back to victory lane yet again. Josh McCullough, points leader. Let's reiterate this entering tonight. Joshua McCullough has not finished worse than 6th all season. With 2 wins and the points lead. This might be the best Joshua McCullough we've seen in a long time, but right now slides back to 10th. Right in behind Logan York. You're not far from halfway. It looks like Casey. Oh, there goes Sizemore! And into the wall. James Waring, meatball flag. And this, I don't even want to say it. Well, go back and see what happened. Oh. Oh my God. I have never. A perfect flip. I have never seen that in my life. Hold on. Right on board with Steve Sizemore. Hold the phone. Well, Sizemore comes down in front of Harper. And then, oh my Lord. The perfect. I have never seen a stock car flip so beautifully perfect on iRacing before. That, I mean, I'd give him a 10 out of 10. He stuck the landing and everything. Right on board with Steve Sizemore. That's awesome. Oh, Lord. I love my job. Right on board with James Waring. Ah. Well, third car shine night. Miles Bagley, your leader. We're going to take one very quick step away. We'll be right back here in about 20 seconds. What lap? All right. Three racket. Bagley, Hasty, Harper, Nick, Seipel, Matthew Patton, your top 5. Ward, Allen, Larry McDonald, Dylan Jones, Logan York, your top 10. We get set to wrap up the third caution of the night. First two were for net code. This second one, or this third one, Steve Sizemore, Nathan Harper coming together, ending James Waring's night. For now, Casey Sprinkle, Black Flag, pace car in this time. The field comes into the Echo Parks Automotive restart zone. We are rolling almost halfway home. Excuse me. Oh, Matthew Patton below the apron. I think he'll be getting a black flag. Yep. Well, here comes Barnes and Kenneth McCullough on the outside. They've seen Kenneth all night. Last two finishes have been outside of the top, actually the top 10, 13th and 15th the last 2 weeks. McCullough trying to turn his luck around. Going for the lead. One car, oh! There's about another 5 of them. Or not. John Ward. And this time, the night may be done. Brought Westmoreland ironically with him. Ward and Westmoreland's night from hell continues. See what happened this time. Put us under caution. 3 wide. Net code again. And that, oh, and Joseph Allen gets a piece of this. Slaps Ward right into the wall. Westmoreland nowhere he can go. He'll get turned. He's going to slap the wall. Joseph Allen's going to get him. Man, it's a rough night for Ward and Westmoreland. Obviously, they will try to get back out and repair that number 4 machine. Well, Brock entered tonight. One of them, they're 80 points below the cut line in 22nd. He needed a good run tonight to try to shrink that gap as much as he can. This will not be the way to do it. How do you survive tonight? As for some, they haven't. Look so fast. About what? Jackson Byers back in the top 10. Joseph Allen coming back in. He'll surrender a top 10 spot. It's going to move everybody up one. All right, it is an MMS front row. Danny Barnes enters tonight, 11th in the points. After losing 3 spots last week, only 8 above the cutting line. Kenny McCullough looking to turn around after what has been a horrendous last 2 weeks for the 03 machine. Hunter Hastings, Bagley Harper rounds out the top 5. Seipel, McDonald, Carson, Freeman, Jackson Byes, the points leader, Joshua McCullough, will round out the top 10. We're rolling. Barnes with a great jump. Kenny McCullough, however, not so good. McCullough slides back to third. Here comes Hunter Hastings. He's going to take the lead down the back straightaway. They're going to go 3 wide. Oh, big buck. Oh, there goes McCullough. There goes Hastings. There goes the field. God almighty. Dwayne Drummond, John Ward. All right, there's more than just Drummond and Ward. Miles Bagley is tore up in that 87 machine. Bagley, Elliott, Jones, Nick Seipel. Yep, Seipel's involved. That was ugly. Goodness. Dylan Jones, a little bit of a scuff mark. Hunter Hastings able to save it. Go back and look. And this here be the biggest one of the night. Let's look at it. The Hastings clears. Danny Barnes, I got McCullough with a run. It's hard to say. Man, oh, there. Oh, Nathan Harper gets a piece of this. God, that was a vicious hit from Miles Bagley. Really look at this slow motion. Well, Hastings slides up. Barnes shoots the gap. Almost gets his teammate Kenneth. Hastings comes down in front of Barnes. Kind of runs Barnes into McCullough. And then from there, it is on. They wad him up in the back. Miles Bagley was probably the hardest hit out of anybody. From the top of the race, or from the bottom of the racetrack, hard into the outside retaining safer barrier. Nathan Harper gets a piece of this. Good grief. Right on board with Kenny McCullough. Got a few on boards, actually. Larry Mack. Jackson Byes gets a piece of this. Add him to the list. I run out of ink and paper to keep adding to this list. Michael Barksdale. Big red can. He just locks it down. Really not a lot of damage to Barksdale. I think the same can be said for Dwayne Drummond. Drummond just goes to stop. Danny Barnes. For the worst one out of anybody, Miles Bagley. Got to rewind for this one. Oh! Good grief. Right now, Carson Freeman at the top. Sizemore, Barksdale. How about Mark Mondale? My God. Restarting the fourth spot. McCullough, Bagley, McCullough, Patton, York, Richard Elliott. Your top 10 as we get set to go back live here. Well, Carson Freeman out to a big lead, possibly too big. Fast repair and go for Miles Bagley. He's already back inside the top 5. Percy at the fast repair. And here comes the newest winner in MMS, Logan York in the wall. The newest winner in MMS, Steve Sizemore, across the line. He'll add his name to the lap leaderboard tonight. Well, Sizemore, Freeman, Bagley, Vaughn, Dale, Matthew Patton, your top 5. Comes Bagley right back to the outside. Barksdale trying to figure out if he wants to take it 3 wide or just push. Carson Freeman jumps up to the outside lane, back down to the bottom. As Patton gets stuck in the middle, almost gets forced in the middle. Elliott having to check up for him. McCullough in the wall. Getting dicey, boys. 41 to go, racing like it's 4 to go. Caution. Larry McDonald, Danny Barnes, Michael Barksdale. Big damage on Big Red, and that'll be night done for Barksdale. Danny Barnes came into tonight. We mentioned it. 11th in the points. Only 8 above the cut line, and right now this does not look good for the Skid Row Motorsports number 7. Look at it here. Oh, Jesus. Another big hit. Jackson Byes barely gets through this one. Look at it from this perspective. Barksdale enters wide. Harper goes for a gap. Hard to say if that's arrow or net code on. It's like, oh! I keep, damn. Brought Westmoreland, his night from hell continues. Sure, he'll be glad to forget this Wednesday night. See that bling. Well. Right on board with Michael Barksdale. Larry McDonald. Brought Westmoreland. Well, rough night in the office for some. All right. Jerry Rackett, Sizemore, Patton, Carson, Freeman, Nathan Harper, Hunter Hastings, your top five. Mark Vondell, Jackson Buys, Joshua McCullough, Joseph Allen, Logan York, your top 10. All right. Pace car is in. Field into the Echo Parks automotive restart zone. We are rolling again. About to be 30 to go in about 6 laps. Well, for the lead, Patton again, Sizemore way down to the apron. Jackson Buys, big block. Logan York, Buys trying to hold on to 8. So Nathan Harper, don't count out Harper and all this. By 2, Sizemore on the outside, trying to get back. to the lead. Here comes Joseph out there, almost 4 wide. Exit turn 2. Bye, stuck in the middle lane. 4 wide. Joshua McCullough, the odd man out. McCullough losing a bunch of spots. 3 wide off of 4 again. 6, 7 in the books. Caution is out. Joshua McCullough, oh dear God, has gone around the points leader in trouble. Been damage to that 05 machine. Let's see what happened. He got sprinkled a little bit. Hey, yo. Casey Sprinkle went to the back of the 05. Right there. Gives him sideway across Ken McCullough's nose. Well, good news is no harm, no foul. The 05 looks like it's going to be able to keep going. Field coming in, Patton bringing them down. Field down and away. Patton, Harper, Hastings, Jackson, Buys, Logan York, your top 5 off the pit road. Sprinkle, McCullough, Jones, Steve Sizemore, Miles Bagley, the top 10. Well, to re-rack it. So again, basically as they come off the pit road, Harper, Patton, Hastings, Buys, Logan York, your top 5. Sprinkle, Jones, Kenny McCullough, Miles Bagley, Steve Sizemore, the top 10. We're rolling. Harper did not get a good start. 30 laps to go. And Jackson Byes, who was a lap down, gets ran into the wall by Patton. It's all right. He's fine. He's good. Two by two. Sprinkle fails out of line. Sprinkle wants to try to get the lead, try to repeat his win at Echo Park Speedway. He's got taken away from Jackson Byes and Nathan Harper. Dwayne Drummond meatball flag. Well, goes Patton again. Well, 27 laps to go. Comes Harper to the bottom, winless this season, trying to change that tonight. Casey Sprinkle out of line, Patton off the wall. They almost scatter. Oh, there goes Sizemore. Kenny McCullough slide. Big time wrecking in the back. Steve Sizemore goes around. Mark Vondale, meatball flag for Vondale. Well, two separate wrecks. McCullough goes around. See what happened to Steve Sizemore first. Neck coated into Hastings. Up in front of the track. A little bit of... Oh! Mark Vondale! Jesus! Oh my God. On his roof. Vondale had to tow it back. Right on board with Martin Vondale. There goes the camera. Now what happens to Kenny McCullough in all this? Everybody, okay, so Danny Barnes, they all, okay, well, so McCullough saves it. Spins it down. Yeah, eventually saves it. So not much happens there. But for Martin Vondale, take one more look at this. Come in at turn number 3. Wham. Well, right now, Dylan Jones is your leader over Danny Barnes. The McCulloughs and Kenneth and Josh will restart 34th. Harper to your top 5. Well, it's going to be interesting to see. Finish off the rear rack. Harper 6, Freeman, Patton, Case, Springer, Hunter, Hastings. Rounds out top 10. All right, 8th caution about to get put behind us. 23 laps to go. Caution out again. One of them up big in the back. There's Hunter Hastings. There's, can't tell the Deca Pro driver in that one. Brock Westmoreland, Logan York, Jackson Buys, Meatball Flag. Tonight will probably be done for Buys, just depending on how bad it is. Richard Elliott, Joseph Allen against the wall. Logan York, right in front is completely destroyed on Jackson Buys. So, from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows tonight, Larry McDonald, all the worse for wear. Joseph Allen came into tonight 1 point to the good. Well, go back and see what happened under this restart to get us all wadded up. Oh. Be a restart. There were some stiff shots. Let's retry this again. Look up there, probably around Logan York. I'm just naming it out here. I see, it's up there. It looks like Joshua McCullough. Get a closer look here. So it is Joshua McCullough. Comes down. Okay, so part of that is net code. I don't know, that's going to be a tough one to deem. Who it takes out. Several good cars. Logan York, one of them. Right on board with him. Just falls right in your lap every time. Joseph Allen. Hard against the wall there. Jackson Bice is on board. Well, right now, at the forefront of this whole thing, probably not. Either way, Jones, McCullough, Harper, Danny Barnes, Joshua McCullough, and that Been a hell of a night for Joshua McCullough, just trying to keep points lead intact. Well, see how it plays out. Jordan Knight, net code. You can also put it some on a couple other drivers. Jackson Buys right now joins Joseph Allen, Steve Sizemore in the garage. Mark Vondell back out, 2 laps down, 19 to go. We're rolling. And McCullough better restart that time, however, massively disconnected on the outside lane. Seipel drops down to the bottom. Gotta leave McCullough out. Danny Barnes for MMS. Look up to his team owner and try to get that outside lane rolling again. However, they ain't got to worry about that. Here comes Patton. Try to make something happen. Well, you know Ward, or not Ward, you know Harper wants to go back to victory lane. Jones one down, looking to go to victory lane. Harper wanting to go to victory lane badly. Carson Freeman, Larry McDonald, Matthew Patton, your top 5. And Brock Westmoreland's had a night from hell, but right now trying to salvage all of it. The top 5 with 17 laps to go. Freeman jumps up. Larry McDonald, another one, dude. It's been an up and down night for Larry McDonald. Right now, running into 3rd spot. Logan York, fast repair, right back in as well. York trying to get that outside lane rolling. Here comes Harper to the outside. Well, Casey Sprinkle, fastest lap, 28.54. Right now, Sprinkle back in 13th. Lap leaders. Jackson Buys led 29. Miles Bagley 18. Dylan Jones 13. Make that 14. Sizemore 7. Patton 6. Barnes. The rest are 3 and down. Brock Westmoreland up 16, McCullough, Jones, Joshua McCullough, Casey Sprinkle. They're your biggest movers since the start. 13 laps to go. Harper again. Trying to make the outside lane work. One driver trumps down out of line. Michael Barksdale. Oh! Hang on to her, Joshua. Joshua McCullough, meatball flag. Oh, my Lord. He has blown it up. Joshua McCullough's motor expires with 11 laps to go. Well, if you're Nathan Harper, you're agreeing you need ear to ear right now. The massive twist in the championship so far as we reach down to 10 laps to go this time at turn number 4. Here comes McDonald again, but Harper trying to get that outside lane to work, trying to get him something. He's got Logan York right behind him in that 01 machine. Wide, back to 2. Casey Sprinkle back up to 9th. Larry McDonald, Brock Westmoreland, stuck 3 wide. Brock will go back. Harper just ain't able to get that run off of 4 like he needs. On the outside, Carson Freeman, Logan York trying to push him. Logan York gets impatient here. McDonald looks to the outside. Jones back to the bottom. Still going to keep it single file. Casey Sprinkle in the wall. Keep it straight. They're fine. Freeman looks to the outside. Blends back in line. 7 to go. Josh McCullough hoping for a caution. Right now, he is the first car 1 lap down. The only car 1 lap down. Back in 17th. Oh, there goes Drummond. Hard into the wall. No caution. Back and quickly look. 3 wide. Bagley gets into him. There goes him and Danny Barnes hard into the wall. Goes Drummond. Meanwhile, at the front, Carson Freeman trying to do everything he can to wrestle this lead away for Dylan Jones. Oh, there goes Matthew Paddock, killing McCullough. No caution, they save it. How the hell? You're asking the wrong guy. I'm just a broadcaster. How the hell they saved that, I don't know. And they're still not done. The 4 laps to go. Single fouled out for now. Freeman looks to the outside. York doesn't go with him. No. But York will definitely go to the outside. Logan York trying to take the lead away. Not able to get there yet. Racing for a win here at Atlanta. Right now it's a banging match between Harper and York. Logan York in the wall. Freeman with him. Harper to the outside. They're almost wrecking again. Casey Sprinkle through the grass. Carson Freeman. We're under caution. Trying to figure out why. Larry McDonald. This time it's done for McDonald. Big time damage on that number 80. That will be terminal. Well, it's been a rough night. Looks like Dega Pro drivers come together. Let's see what happened. Goes up. Yeah, Ward and McDonald coming together. Sprinkle goes for a gap that wasn't there. Oh! Well, throw the caution for that. Come back up in front of the racetrack. Slam the outside wall, and for Larry McDonald. Was a great run out of the 80. Will end in the pits. More than likely a couple laps down, if not a little bit more. Dylan Jones, your leader right now. Whew, been a rough one. 10th caution. Dylan Jones, Seipel, Harper, Logan York. How about John Ward's up and down night? All right. Jones, Seipel, Harper, Logan York, John Ward. Really? Every one of them looking to go to victory lane for the Darn championship, especially tonight. Yeah, what a guy that walks out of here tonight with the win damn well earned it. Alright, try this one more time. Enter the Echo Parks restart zone. We're rolling 2 laps. Seipel looks to the outside. No help for Dylan Jones. Harper not able to get to him. Seipel leads him in turn number 3. The white flag this time. Well, I do go 4 wide off of turn number 4. White flag, and I believe wrecking in the back. Keep it straight. Here comes Logan York. He'll have Harper right behind him. Logan York to the top spot. Casey Sprinkle trying to return to victory lane for the 2nd straight time in Atlanta. He's going to get moved to the 3rd lane. Off of turn 4. Seipel, York at the line. Nick Seipel to victory lane. Seipel, York, Hunter Hastings, your top 5 or top 3. Harper Bagley rounds out top 5 and a big crash at the end of it. Man, these races never disappoint. No, they do not. Well, what a race. Nick Seipel, I don't even know how the hell he's going to do a burnout. Probably ain't gonna be able to. We'll see what he's got cooked up here. Trying to get it done. Well, see, cannot get a word with Nick Seipel, the winner tonight. Nick Seipel, Gary Jenkins is up here in broadcast booth. Copy, buddy.
Yes, sir, I do, Jim.
Well, let's talk about tonight for you, my friend. As a matter of fact, I think it's the perfect time to pull up a chart. Let's see here. All right, where do we begin here? Started deep in the field, got up to the front, led 2 laps, dropped as low as 21st. A very up and down night for Nick Seipel. Will come home with the win. Walk us through the night for the 75.
Yeah, it was a little bit chaotic. The first part of the race, we were running towards the front with all the teammates. It was fun. We were doing well, and then I don't even remember what happened. One of the incidents, I think it was down the backstretch. I actually got turned. Someone clipped me, and it just destroyed the right ear. I had like 3 minutes of damage. So for the next 3 cautions, I was in the back trying to fix damage. And then that kind of set up a strategy where I had an extra tire set. And then eventually, when I fixed all the damage, I took that tire set and went to the front, and then it all worked out.
Well, we saw tonight evidently what drivers feared coming into tonight. Ever since the update, the net code was a bit crazy tonight. Walk us through how difficult was it to try and push somebody, knowing that the next time you go into a corner, you could be 2 foot off of them or 2 inches off of them, and it could net cut them around. Were some drivers kind of hesitant, dare I say paranoid, when trying to push tonight?
Oh, absolutely. I think most of the people were taking it pretty easy, to the best of their abilities. Obviously, with the tire wear, people were kind of sliding around in the corners and were getting closer than they probably wanted to. But yeah, I think everyone was trying to take it a little bit easy with the net code, and especially with the pushing, it was just kind of super unpredictable. But I felt like I did a pretty good job of it throughout the night and managing the temps because that was a big thing for whatever reason. We're on 110% power, but it definitely made it interesting.
Well, as for Nick Seipel tonight, um, matter of fact, no offense to you, Ken, not have you on the bingo cards for tonight, but that's why I don't gamble. But as for tonight, you take it to the big boys, you take it to the ones in the points. I got to say, was tonight kind of a team effort? Especially, did you feel? How do I word this right? Was obviously, Nathan Harper going for the championship, Dylan Jones going for the championship. A lot of guys, Jackson Buys, all in there with you tonight. What was it like coming to that final restart from a team's perspective, knowing that the championship more than likely is going to get blown wide open? Joshua McCullough will ultimately come home 11th. Was there kind of a shift for the team aspect tonight, or was it pretty much this is the final restart, every man for himself?
Yeah, especially with this car track combo, it's just so chaotic and so all over the place. People had different laps on their tires, so it was a little bit all everyone for themselves. I didn't really feel anyone shift in how they were racing, other than I was trying to get Dylan to pull up on with 2 to go on that green line checkered, and he said no, he just wanted to chill on the bottom and make sure he didn't get wrecked, and he came home sixth, so good points there for him. But yeah, it was a little bit of both. I saw some people taking it easy that were running for points, but for the most part, it was just kind of everyone going super hard.
Well, buddy, last question I got before I let you head out of here. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Of course, Kenny for putting this on, and then all the teammates. That's Hunter, Nathan, Miles, Dylan, um, Matt Pat, I guess sort of, not really. Carter Freeman was in there. Jackson Bikes got wrecked, but he was out there throughout the night. And then you for broadcasting, if I already didn't say that. And then my dad was spotting me, so thank him.
Well, buddy, A hell of a job tonight for Nick Seipel. He will be your winner from Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight. And we'll take it to the regulars for the MMS Donators Championship. Nick, a hell of a job tonight, buddy. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Well, Logan York's very physical night will come home with a second place run. Logan, take us through it because it seemed like it was getting very physical the more the laps ran down.
Yeah, it was a really bad race. Just a bunch of net code. I don't think anyone really enjoyed it. And then I don't know if you noticed, but you literally couldn't push anyone for more than like half a lap without getting hot, and like everyone was trying to conserve temps. So we literally had to turn off the car every turn to like not blow up. But yeah, the race was kind of crappy. No, it's nothing that the promoters did wrong. It seems like this car, because I remember in the past this car on this track did the same thing, so I don't think there's anything you can really do about it. This is before 110 anyway. But yeah, my race was pretty good. I was just chilling at the beginning, saving tires, and then like halfway through, I started to just make some moves, see how my car was. Burnt my tires pretty quick. I was pretty surprised. Usually I'm pretty good with saving tires, but when I was trying to race, I burned them up pretty good. And then I crashed when I was back at the back. I watched a replay, and it ended up in the back. And then got caught up in a wreck. And then I don't know why I tried to like sneak by the high side. I should have slammed the brakes like I usually do, but I tried to get around on the high side. Got a meatball, fast repair, and then just everyone's net code woes got me to the front on kind of new tires. I think everyone up there was kind of on the same tire age, but didn't get the job done. Sadly, I washed up a little bit. If I would have lifted a little more going into the corner, I probably could have side drafted his left side and gotten the win, but second place pretty good.
Well, buddy, as for tonight, you mentioned the net code. Oddly a deal, I got to say, you take away the net code, having to conserve the engine temps, having to conserve the tire is just kind of, well, obviously, I feel like a lot of the drivers were took out of their comfort zone tonight like they are normally whenever they come to Atlanta. I got to say, can that be a good thing or a bad thing for the guys who are going for points?
I don't know, I'm not going for points, but I mean, it just depends on how good you are at the track. If you're good at the track, then it's good for you. If you're bad, if you're just running the bottom, just brainlessly, just holding the white line, then it's probably going to suck for you, and you're probably going to lose some ground on the points.
Well, buddy, as for tonight and Logan York, it's a rough race, second place run. Is this? Oh, obviously it's a confidence booster, but really, I'm trying to figure out how to word this because this is an oddball question I ain't never asked. But the rough race tonight, does it feel a little bit more rewarding, I guess, to come home with the second place run compared to some of the other drivers who were up there? My heart goes out to Jackson Byes, dominated a lot of the race, ultimately will come home somewhere back in the 20s. Does that kind of make it feel a little more rewarding for you to come home second tonight?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like the fact that I got some money at least to go alongside the race we had, it was pretty nice. I mean, obviously, like any race, if you can get money, I mean, it kind of makes it a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, to see the efforts pay off. I don't have any teammates, so I mean, I'm all out there all solo. So for my efforts to pay off there at the end and get a cash spot after all the struggles of everyone, it's pretty nice.
Well, buddy, last question I got before I let you head out of here tonight. There anybody want to thank friends, family, sponsors, etc.? The floor is yours.
I thank Casey Sprinkle for joining VC at the very last second and deciding to work with me there. I appreciate it. Even though he kind of washed up the track in the last corner, but we don't talk about that. I want to thank you for broadcasting. You're my favorite broadcaster on the channel. So love you, man. I want to thank who else do I want to thank? I want to thank the McCulloughs for putting the race on. I want to thank Chris for doing race control. I'll thank everyone that watches the broadcast and provides eyes to money racing and helps us grow. And that's it.
Well, buddy, a hell of a job tonight for Logan York as a second place run at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Appreciate your time, buddy. A hell of a job tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. The way it looks, got a lot of interviews to do. Right now, third place coming into tonight. Where is he? Well, it was a very wild night for Hunter Hastings, especially towards the end. Hunter, where do we start?
Man, it was a crazy race. Got in a wreck, got in a few wrecks, trying to avoid the net code and stuff. And at the end, I lost the pack, and they finally decided to go green. I was like, well, that's the end of my race. Then the caution came out, and luckily I had fresh tires. And man, if I had about 2 more laps, I think I would have won it because nobody else had fresh tires up there.
Well, walk us through, which I'd find it for you if I could and let you walk us through it from the broadcast. But walk us through the incident coming off turn 2 earlier in the race between you, Danny Barnes, Kenan McCullough. What did you feel like happened and what did you feel like happened? And honestly, was it just one of them things? I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
They said it was net code. I hadn't really seen it yet. But what I remember, I think I cleared myself on Danny. So I think I was at fault on it, even though I didn't get called for that fault. But I just was trying to, I don't know, I just didn't hold my line good and self-cleared, I think. But Chris said it was net code, but I have no idea. I think I caused it.
Well, as for tonight, able to come back after that to a third place run. We talk about the net code tonight. Really, I'll ask you as a guy that going for points, whether it's for the team owner points or the drivers' championship points. This track we all knew would probably be a wild card tonight, but how much does this track take a driver like yourself, or well, I say like yourself when practically anybody in this league can go through it, but how much does this track take a driver out of their comfort zone when you run Daytona and Talladega? You really ain't got to worry about tire wear and all that much and blowing the motor to a degree, but how much does it take a driver out of their comfort zone to come to a track like this?
Definitely a lot because, Talladega and Daytona, you just hold it full throttle. You don't have to worry about tires or anything. Here, you got to worry about tires. You got to lift further into a run unless you're leading. And then tonight, with the 110 horsepower, we were overheating without even pushing people. Even when you were in the lead, you were in the orange. So that added another dynamic to it. That's why a few people blew their motors. It was so hard to cool your engine. So it definitely took some skill tonight. And then with the net code, you having to, try not to net code your fellow racers out there. So there was a lot of stuff you had to think about tonight. It was definitely fun.
Well, buddy, a hell of a job tonight, nonetheless, for Hunter Hastings. The last question I got before I let you head out of here. There anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Thank you for broadcasting. You always do a great job. Nick, Nathan, Miles, and Dylan. That's who I was running with. I think we all did good. Got some good points for the team and stuff. And then I have a question are you going to be broadcasting the SummerSlam?
I haven't heard nothing personally.
What'd you say? You broke up.
Oh, sorry. I haven't heard anything so far tonight, or well, I say so far tonight. I haven't heard anything about broadcasting the SummerSlam. So
we need you in there. We'll try to advocate for you.
If Dawson and Austin can't handle me, then we'll look forward to it. But appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
A hell of a job tonight for Hunter Hastings. It'll be a third place run at Atlanta tonight for the 44. Appreciate your time, buddy. A hell of a job.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, a lot of people. Let's see. We done Hunter. We done Ned. We done Logan. Who's next in line here? Let's see. Nathan Harper, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy. Try this one more time. Nathan Harper, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy. Nathan Harper, unavailable at the moment. Who's next? Who's next on that running order? Casey Sprinkle. Casey Sprinkle, Gary Jenkins up here in broadcast booth. Got a copy, buddy. Okay, then. I don't imagine Josh McCullough will want an interview after the rough night he had. Well, with that being said, run through the final results for tonight, and we'll run it right there. So, Nick Seipel, your winner tonight. Logan, you are Hunter Hastings. Nathan Harper, Miles Bagley, the top 5. Whoops. Did that wrong. Dylan Jones, Kevin McCullough, Casey Sprinkle, John Ward. Man, it's been an up and down night for John Ward. Able to salvage the top 10. Danny Barnes comes home 10th. Joshua McCullough, the points leader, his worst finish of the season of 11th. Still not bad at all. Drummond, Patton, Carson Freeman, Richard Elliott, your top 15. Westmoreland, Vondale, Joseph Allen, Larry McDonald, James Waring, your top 20. Barksdale, Jackson Buys, Steve Sizemore will round out the 23-car field for tonight. Christopher McCullough, John Ellis did not take the green, obviously. Christopher McCullough, race control for tonight. With that being said, it was a hell of a night for the donators. Race number 7 in the books. 8 races remain in the regular season before we get set for the playoffs. So still plenty of time for some drivers down in the points to try to make up the gap. And with that being said, I will see everybody next Wednesday night for more MMS Donators Championship Series action. And I will see everybody for the Midnight Racing League and MMS throughout the week. Until then, take it easy. Have a good night. We'll see everybody next Wednesday night for the Donators Championship Series. Have a good one.